Hello everyone, Meteorologist Tim Williams here on WJZ.com with your latest web extra from First Warning Weather. We have our first brush of winter weather moving into our region. Nothing that's going to shut the city down, but it is something we need to talk about because it could be a little inconvenient for you on your Saturday morning. This is a winter weather advisory in effect from midnight till 4 p.m. for primarily the 95 corridor and then points on either side. We could see a little heavier accumulation as we get toward the lower eastern shore, and it starts to taper off as you start to get farther away out to the west of the metro area. But for right now, the cold temperatures are in place, and that's what's going to set the stage. 21 degrees currently in Oakland, 42 down in Ocean City. Everyone falling between those numbers, but as you see, the temperatures are above freezing, so we're not looking at a major weather event. It's not cold enough to support a major winter event, but the winds are still coming in from the north and northwest. That's helping to usher in these cooler temperatures. There's a dip in the jet stream that's allowing for different little disturbances to make their way right on up from the Gulf and up the eastern seaboard, and that's what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. With that cold air in place, the disturbances will start to move on through here. We get into this afternoon and you start to see more and more cloud cover, and while there is a lot of activity on radar, the air is very dry right now, so a lot of this not making it to the ground, but it is working to saturate the air. So the more we have this going over us, the better chances that later in the night, in the early hours of tomorrow, that we'll see more and more of this precipitation making it to the ground. It has to start to get through that drier air. So let's set our futurecast set now for noon, and we'll move it ahead at 6 hours at a time. We go to 6 hours this evening. You start to see some of that activity making its way across the lower eastern shore. This is the blue indicating snow showers or rain farther out to sea, and that mix there in the middle, that's a bit of a wintry mix. We set it to midnight. We see more and more of the same, more of the blue down again the lower eastern shore. That's why the higher amounts are on the eastern side of the bay. We get to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. The snow showers start to make their way up and down the 95 corridor, and you start to see more cloud cover out, say, from Carroll County on out to the west. And then you get into about noontime on Saturday, more of the snow showers across the entire metro area, and again, still down along the eastern shore. The rain has now moved off the coast, and again, we don't see very much activity out in far western Maryland. It's not until Sunday that we have another system moving in from the west that could bring the higher elevation some snow showers, but it's not because of this first wave that's coming through tonight into tomorrow. So the way it comes together with your amounts, we're looking at potentially 3 to 4 inches on the eastern side of the bay. It starts to taper as you get on the 95 corridor and start to move to the west. 1 to 2 inches as you start to get just to the western side of the Beltway. You start to move on out toward Frederick, Westminster, Hagerstown. We're looking at less than an inch, and then trace amounts as you get into the higher elevations until Sunday, and then we have just a little bit of a line there that will impact out in Garrett and Allegheny counties. Tonight into tomorrow morning, a mix of rain and snow turning to snow showers. 37 degrees your high, 42 on Sunday, 43 on Monday, 45 on Tuesday, and then we really bottom out. Look at the daytime high on Wednesday is only 32 degrees with the overnight lows down in the teens. Bob Turk will have your next update coming up on WJZ at 4. Till then, have a great Friday. We'll see you soon.